Hello and welcome. My name is Dionne Roberts. I will be in conversation today with Virginia J. Fassio. And here she is.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hi. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good as well. Yeah.
How have you been?
Let me just turn up the volume. I've been okay. Yeah, kind of caught up with some sleep.
That's good.
After that, I still feel really, really embarrassed about it, you know? I've got to stop the self-flagellation, but it's
That's
still...
okay. Don't worry. I mean, it can happen to anybody. And, I actually have those nights where I can't really sleep when I know that something is happening. And then I just wake up in the middle of the night with this fear that I won't hear the alarm and it's a shit night's sleep. So no, don't worry. I know what it means.
Yeah. And it's
okay.
like we are our work, aren't we? Do you know what I mean? Like the work that we do it because it resonates with us so deeply. So it was such an example as to why I'm doing this retreat.
You really need to have a break. Yeah.
I want to help people like me.
Totally. Well, this is what we are called, right? To help people like us.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I'm here today with Virginia J. Fassio, and she is a keynote speaker, a dancer, works with movement in reference to releasing oneself. But I found her in reference to what touched and moved me in reference to Virginia is her keynote speaking on self-love. She does it from the background of self-exploration, and that is why I've invited her here today to talk and share with us as to how she's able, or what's her process in reference to feeling, embodying, experiencing, and passing through the barriers that enables her to share this inner wisdom that she tends to do in her keynote speaking. So hello, Virginia, welcome.
Hi, beautiful. Thank you for having me. I'm really, really excited to be here today with you and have this conversation. Thank you. And thank you for this beautiful introduction. So, wow, what a journey. So who would have imagined that I would have arrived at this point in time, being part of this project and sharing a little bit of my journey with you and I hope many, many other people. And I had a long journey to get to this point. And as you beautifully said, I think that it's our inner wisdom that comes out of our own experience of life. And a long time ago, I've actually learned that, all the failures, all the mistakes, or everything that we see in a negative way is actually our biggest gift. And it took me a very, very long time to get to that point. And I'm very honest, I still struggle to stay on that track every day consistently. I still have moments where, as everybody else, because this is life, it's full of up and downs, but it still takes me a little bit of time sometime to just get out of the fear, get out of the judgment, get out of the self-doubt, get out of feeling unworthy and not good enough, and just, go back to my heart and listening to what I really have within me. And there is a little tiny voice that speaks sometime, and it's never loud and it's never overwhelming. It's always something that it's so delicate and speaks for a brief moment. That could be our intuition, our guardian angel, or our spirit guides, universe, mother nature, whatever you want to call it, right? But there is something in each and every single one of us that I believe that has the power to guide us in the happened to me many times that I heard that little voice and I never paid attention. And I was like caught into, fulfilling what my I don't know, my ego wanted, and my stubborn self wanted to achieve, and the direction that I wanted to go, but it ended up never being the right choice. And so life brought me back to that little voice that was whispering and was telling very delicately what was the right thing for me. And so I think that so far it has been a journey of really allowing myself to respect who I am, allowing myself to stop judging myself so much, stop beating myself up that badly for the things that I haven't been able to do and the things that I haven't been able to achieve, and playing the comparing game with others, always looking at whoever has and does and express in a way that I would love to be, and say, oh, instead of saying, oh, like, oh, damn, I really, I should have been there already. But no, just I'm learning to take that as an example of where I can go and say, okay, well, I have a direction. Those people, those other incredible souls really showing me my direction. So it's not a game, it's just that help to keep it and help me to grow and evolve every day more. And I don't know if these kinds of answer your question, if it was a question.
Yeah, it did. I feel like there were so many bits that I wanted to stop, but you're on flow, and I just wanted to hear it and soak it all in.
Sorry.
No, it's good. One of the questions that still is resonating with me to ask you is, when somebody books you for a specific talk, for example, like I have for the Rest and Digest retreat, do you knowing that theme, do you then live your life coming back to that question, coming back to that theme, to sort of see where it resonates within you, so that when the day comes, you know what it is that you want to share? Or on your own in particular site where people can view you, see you on your Facebook page, do you just live and then just drop, okay, I'm going to do a love bomb? We all know we're going to do a love bomb. It's every week, it's every fortnight, and then when you go on, you then just, when you open your mouth, you just allow it to flow as to what it is you've experienced the day or the week before. Do you know what I mean? Which one do you do? Does that make sense?
I love this question. I love these questions. So I just want to say something in regards to me speaking, okay? And I've always loved to connect with people and talk and, and put myself out there. But speaking that to be very myself doesn't involve just moving my anywhere and anytime. But speaking for me was a big thing, right, to overcome. And the idea of speaking in front of like a camera or something like this has been a long journey. So what you see now, it's probably the result of a 2 years journey for me to be here now and be able to have a conversation with you like this. And so this is just to say to anybody that actually has the fear of speaking in front of a camera and just have that feeling of nausea, of having almost throw out because you need to speak in front of something or someone, it's so normal. And I still do have moments where I can feel my stomach just like so tight and so in my chest here beside my tongue. Oh, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna do, right? And I just had this before, and then I'm just learning to trust in a way. I'm just learning to come back to the point that if I commit my soul and myself to go and share something, it's because I want to be of service of people. It's not about me. So the idea of me freaking out or just getting lost in what I have to talk about, it's just not going to serve me unless I reverse that and I just put it, okay, I might have something that if I share with others can be of support, can be of help, can be of inspiration. And this is one of my biggest desire to do in my life, right? Give back and share with others what has happened to me that can potentially help you.
Okay, how about
experiences or moments?
I'm going to give you an example. So I'm going to call out some themes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
And
wow. Is it a test?
no, not a test. It's an example of how you're able to
I'm joking.
tap in and tap in and bravely share. Well,
Mm-hmm.
first, tap in. How many people have that disconnection between body and mind? So, one, you tap in. Two, you bravely share. Three, you speak honestly, rawly, and authentically. So, I wanted to show people, you know, how you do that. So
Oh.
so the theme is, oh, I want to time it. The theme is, let me get my clock. Okay, clock here. Okay, start. The theme is digestion.
Ooh. I like this topic. And when you say this word, I don't just connect it to just like a physical point of view, but to the whole body experience, right? Digesting your emotion, digesting your experiences, digesting the food that, of course, you eat. And I feel that it's a very important process that we are not very much taught about in health, whatever layers you look at it, right? If it's physical, if it's emotional, if it's energetical. And I just get very inspired when I look at my daughter just eating very fast a big bowl of pasta with pesto because she loves it. She doesn't even chew on it, she just swallow it. And I just spend like half of my evening saying to her, please eat slowly and chew it properly and just allow your body. And I try to help her in describing the whole process that happens to the mouth pasta with pesto, which is so good and juicy, right? And to try to let her help her waste body, and of course use that to live and be healthy. And it's so tough, man. I really struggle because she can't listen to me, she just swallows it down, and I get frustrated at time. And I feel that in the same way we have the same type of behavior with emotions. We just swallow them down, and in a way we just hide them, or we just neglect them, or we just don't want to look at them or feel them or live them, and they just sit there somewhere and they just turn into something that becomes a bit more complicated than what it would have been at the beginning, right? As with that mouthful of pasta, if you would have chewed that slowly and with love and care, your body received the same thing is with your experience, everything that you do. So
Nice.
trying to take time for every. Oh, should I keep going?
That's amazing. No, you did that in 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Good.
That's just amazing. And I really identify with what you're saying about your daughter. I think you're doing an amazing job, and it's just a matter of like repetition. And as she grows and gets older, it will sink in and sink in. But I mean, how old is she now? She's really young, isn't she?
She's three and a little bit. Yeah, she's very little. Yeah.
Yeah. And my nephew, who is in his teenage years, is 14, has, you know, is still struggling, you know, in a massive way. And I remember the last time we ate, it was round at my mother's, and he was doing exactly the same thing. And his mother, as she's just reached, you know, the past, you know, she's reached patience sometimes because she's 14 years old, you know, that's a lot of years to have patience for. And
Yeah.
I was like, let's play this game. Let's see how long you can hold it in your mouth and not chew. Do you know what I mean? And that's amazing because it's a competitive game for him. And I was like, you're chewing. I can see in the corner of your teeth. And he's like, but it helped so much. When we actually finished the whole meal, we did this embodiment exercise of placing your hands on your belly and just breathing into it and seeing how much space you had for your breath. And I talked to him about like in the Chinese medicine, you have like 3/3 in reference to your stomach. So 1/3 is supposed to be for food, 1/3 for fluid, and 1/3 for breath, as you know. So I was like, so how much do you have 1/3 for breath? And he was like,
No.
like, do you have 1/3 for drink? He's like, just a little, simply because you wanted to drink the drink. You know, there's absolutely no space. But he was like, a little bit, a little bit.
Well, look, I can tell you that when you're pregnant, it's even much more challenging because the space is so little.
Oh my
It's
God.
just like everything is squished. So you really need to eat much less and, over time, because there's not much space
Wow,
as
I never
before.
thought of that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that must be so challenging. Oh, what we go through as women.
Yeah, it's crazy. There are so many things that happens that we never think about, but the body, it's amazing at readjusting itself if we let it to.
Okay. So before we leave, well, two things. What does rest and digest mean to you? Although you've touched on it in many different parts, but the analogy, the theory, the combo, the definition.
I think that it's a very, very, very powerful combination, rest and digest. And that, as well, as I just said before, I just wouldn't apply it to one single aspect of our life. I would just see it as a 360 experience. I feel that need that. We are actually starving of it, probably, and we don't even realize that, because we don't allow ourselves to rest in a proper way, either because external situation or our internal world, it's compromised or messed up with stress and anxiety and challenges, and so if we don't actually rest and digest, like physically, emotionally, and on every other levels that we experience life, then all balance could experience as human beings, it's I feel, right? And then things are not matching properly. It's like a jigsaw puzzle that starts to collapse. And I feel that it's something, again, that we're not taught that much, the importance of those two things, and how they can impact our life. Because I used to be the type of person that it's a very much of a night owl. I used to, like to study and work late at night, and then have messed up sleep, and then having very late mornings and being completely foggy and out of rhythm, and then just struggling to get out of that pattern. Sometimes it took me quite a bit of time, because in my natural inclination of being more of a night person. But I can see that if I commit myself to having a proper rhythm, more with like the nature one, waking up early and going to sleep early and trying to have a more established routine, I work so much better, and so there is this inner conflict of trying to bring ourselves to the healthiest side of the scale, in terms of allowing ourselves to sleep in a good way and having a good balance and rhythm in terms of habits and approach to our daily life, and also eating and digesting food, but also processing and digesting experiences and emotions. So I think it's something that, as I said, we're not taught about, and so it's like our inner journey, and sometimes we get lost, and sometimes we might need help. And I feel that this retreat that you have so beautifully decided to organize, and I'm so feeling so happy to be part, it's something that a lot of people will benefit from, because it sounds so simple, and sometimes we give it for granted or we overlook on it, but it's the basic of our life, right? If we don't rest properly and rest correctly, then the beautiful machine that we have, our body, it's gonna be messed up. It's not gonna help us at all.
You're so right. You're so right. May I ask, did motherhood help you change from being that night owl to working more with your circadian rhythm?
I don't think so. I'm honest, I don't really think so, because I've had the beautiful opportunity to be able to breastfeed my daughter, and I breastfed her until she was two and a bit, and I had so many sleepless nights. And even if it's not breastfeeding, and like, you still need to get up in the night and give baby milk. And so it's been a very challenging experience that might have given me a big slap in the face, and just deciding then I really needed to take even more care of myself, because my rhythm was so upside down. And you just end up not sleeping at night, and then sleeping as much as you can during the day, but you have so much going on as a brand new mom that your whole world, it's completely like, what the hell is going on? So it just takes you a little bit. But I guess where I have arrived now, in terms of she being on pretty much over 3, and having got my body back, because on that regards, you experience 9 months journey, 9 months transformation to create another human being, and you can't expect that your body is going to go back to normal in 3 weeks. Take you at least another 9 months to go back to who you were, and still it's not going to be the same, maybe like a couple of years. So I actually found myself back again probably in the last and a half. And that has given me the chance to decide, okay, where do I want to go now, who I want to be, because in a way it's like a brand new chapter. You're a brand new person. It's something that will kind of draw a line in the sand and make you restart fresh in some way, physically as well. Changed my rhythm, yes. It has been more of a conscious decision rather than a natural process.
That's interesting. Conscious decision rather than a natural process. So I would like us to contemplate that and lead with that, and see where that sits with us. So that's your tidbit, ladies
Nice.
and gentlemen, for today. And so if you want to know how Virginia actually has done exactly that, make it a conscious decision and actually implement that rather than it being a natural process, then come to the Rest and Digest retreat and hear more. She's on Sunday morning. That's
Sunday morning.
Well, I say morning, it's like 10 it's 10:30, so yeah. And
yeah, it's absolutely morning.
But before she goes, let's ask her, where can you find her?
I think the easiest way that you can find people nowadays is on social media, of course. So you can follow me on Facebook on my personal profile, which is Virginia J. Fassio, and I'm on Instagram as well. And those are actually at the moment the main 2 platforms that I work with. And I'm pretty much on sharing as much as I can, as much beauty and with other people out there. So I will be very how do you say in English? I will be very privileged to connect and co-create with anybody out there resonating with my energy and space. Absolutely.
So you're available for teaching. You're available for keynote speaking.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It's actually on board to be on having talk people. So going over, sharing what I have to give to the world.
And you also hold conversations with other healing artists and other entrepreneurs. Can you tell us what day and how often do you do that on your Facebook page?
Yeah, so I started a beautiful collaboration a few months back. I guess it's almost a year. I was actually thinking about that the other day, but I'm part of a beautiful community online. I actually connect with a lot of people actually from all over the world, and I host mainly two projects that I started a while back, which are these kinds of lockdown situation even more now, which is Love Bombs, which is a talk that I host from my profiles, talking about, you know, love and inspiration. And another one is called Landrum Boogie, which is very much like a completely free and experiential, natural way of moving our body. And it started as like a project that I started in the real world out there, you know, dancing in the streets and inspiring people. But because of, you know, this crazy world that we are in right now, I'm just hosting it from an online perspective. But yeah, everything is coming out of my personal profile, pretty much.
And the name of your personal profile is?
Virginia J. Fassio.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Virginia. I loved speaking with you.
Thank you.
Amazing. And I can't wait to hear
Thank you, darling.
journey in more detail as to how you embody rest, how you experience rest, and the lessons you've learned and come out of the times you have had to struggle and get to that point, and what gems you get when you arise. And I look forward to that on Sunday the 17th of January.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. See you soon.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.